The rain-slicked streets of Brookline reflected the glow of street lamps as I pulled up to the old Queen and house on Elmwood Lane, the one my father had poured his soul into restoring. My phone buzzed with a message from my mother. "Victor wants to talk about the property. Come over after work. Don't be late." I gripped the steering wheel tighter, feeling that familiar knot in my stomach. Victor Lang, my stepfather, had slithered into our lives 2 years after Dad's heart attack claimed him at 58. A real estate developer with a smile that could sell ice to Eskimos. He'd married Mom in a whirlwind courtship that left me uneasy from day one.
Now,
Here I was, Sophia Reynolds, 32, a corporate attorney at Hale and Associates, stepping into what felt like an ambush. The front door creaked open, and there they were in the living room, Mom perched on the edge of the antique sofa Dad had refinished, her hands folded too neatly in her lap, and Victor lounging in Dad's old armchair like he owned the place. Which, apparently, he thought he did. "Sophia, good to see you," Victor said, his voice smooth as oil, not rising to greet me. Mom gave a weak smile, her eyes darting away. "We need to discuss the future of this house," he continued, sliding a manila envelope across the coffee table. "Lang Properties has a shot at a major development deal in the suburbs, $15 million on the line. But we need liquidity. This place is just sitting here, eating up taxes and maintenance." I picked up the envelope, my fingers steady despite the rage bubbling inside. Inside were appraisals, market analyses, all pointing to a quick sale for around $3 million. "This isn't just a property, Victor. It's our family home. Dad built it back from ruin." Mom finally spoke, her voice soft, almost pleading. "Honey, Victor's right. We could use the money. You could finally get that place in the city you've mentioned." I hadn't mentioned any city place. That was Victor's invention. No doubt to paint me as the one dreaming big while they struggled. But as I sat there, watching his calculated gaze, I remembered the secret Dad had entrusted to me on his deathbed. 8 months before he passed, during one of his better days, he'd called me to the hospital room alone. "Sophia," he'd whispered, his hand weak but his eyes fierce. "I've transferred the deed to the house into your name. Don't tell your mother yet. Promise me. You'll know when it's time." I'd thought it was the meds talking, or maybe paranoia from the pain.
but now,
Staring at Victor's smug face, I saw Dad's wisdom. He'd seen the vultures circling even then. "I need time to think," I said, standing abruptly. Victor's eyes narrowed. "Time's a luxury we don't have. The deal won't wait." As I left, the door clicking shut behind me, I knew this was war. The house was mine, had been for years. But I wouldn't play that card yet. First, I needed to uncover what Victor was really after, because nothing about that development deal smelled right. The weeks that followed were a slow poison, Victor's manipulations seeping into every crack of our family. It started at our weekly dinners, a ritual Mom clung to like a lifeline. I'd arrived to find Mia, my 29-year-old sister, already there, laughing at Victor's jokes a little too loudly. She'd lost her graphic design job 6 months back and mysteriously landed a position at Lang Properties as an assistant coordinator. "Mia's killing it at the office," Victor announced one evening over roast chicken, cutting a precise bite. "She's got real potential. Family's about lifting each other up, right?" His eyes locked on mine, the implication clear. Mia beamed. "Victor says if the company expands, I could lead the creative team." Mom nodded along, but I saw the strain in her smile. Victor leaned back, fork gesturing. "Some people hold on to the past.
though,
That house could fund Mia's future,
set her up right."
but sentimentality gets in the way." Mia turned to me, her brow furrowing.
"Soft.
"I didn't realize you were against selling." This could change everything for me. The words hung there, heavy. Mom stayed silent, twisting her napkin. I pushed back carefully. It's not that simple. We need to weigh options. Victor chuckled, low and mocking. Options? You're a lawyer. Sophia. You deal with assets all day. How long to spot a winner? The digs escalated. At the next dinner, Victor casually mentioned my ex, Alex, and how career-driven women sometimes push people away. Mia started canceling our sister lunches, citing work overload. Even Mom's calls grew shorter, laced with guilt. Victor's just trying to secure our future. Honey, I began recording everything discreetly, legally, on my phone during meals. One-party consent in Massachusetts made it possible and necessary. Then, one night, arriving early, I overheard Victor on a call in the study. She'll break soon. I've got the wife and kid wrapped up. Sophia's alone now. Isolated folks crack easy. Yeah. The docs are prepped. Sell the house. Funnel it offshore. Lang properties? That's just the front. This is my payday. My heart pounded. He wasn't saving the family. He was robbing us blind. Dinner that night. Victor dropped his bomb. Maybe therapy? Sophia. You're stuck in grief.
Dr.
Harlan's great. Specializes in family disputes over money. I knew Harlan, suspended once for biased reports in estate cases. Classic Victor. Mia snapped. Why fight us? We're family. Driving home. Tears blurring the road. I realized Dad had foreseen this monster. I needed help. Scrolling contacts. I found Nathan Cole, my old law school buddy, now at Cole and Partners. It was time to strike back. The lawsuit hit like a freight train. A courier delivered it to my office mid-morning. Victor suing for partition sale, claiming joint ownership through Mom. Attached were debt statements, $420,000 in loans against her savings. I raced to the house, finding Mom at the kitchen island, head in hands. Victor said it was investments, she sobbed. For our retirement. I signed. I trusted. The papers revealed a nightmare. Credit lines, mortgages, all siphoned to Lang Properties, which my quick search showed was drowning in red ink. Sell the house. Sophia. It's the only way. Her desperation clawed at me. Dad wouldn't want this. Dad protected us, I said. But she recoiled. Victor's protecting me. You're just stubborn. The venom was Victor's poison. I took copies and left. That night, replaying recordings, Victor's voice. Evelyn's easy, signs anything. Mia's bought with promises. Sophia's the obstacle. It was control, not cash. He'd broken us to win. My savings, $210,000. I could help. But another tape. If she offers money, refuse. It's control. Like her old man. Preempted. Next day. Courthouse. The clerk sympathized. 90 days to respond. Get a lawyer. 90 days to expose him. In Dad's old study, now mine on weekends, I whispered to his photo. You knew. How do I save them? Silence. But resolve formed. I dismantle Victor. For necessity. Not spite. Nathan's office overlooked Boston Harbor. Sleek and commanding. I laid out the docs. Fraud. Nathan. Sophisticated. He pored over them. Shell companies. Offshore routing. Lang's a Ponzi, fake projects, recycling cash. Calls to his accountant confirmed. Debts over $10 million. Your mom's liable unless we prove coercion. Recording sealed it. Criminal intent. We go to authorities. But timed. The deed bombshell made his eyes light up. You own it. Strategic reveal. He introduced Riley Hayes, reporter at the Globe.
Chasing real estate scams.
Victor's name had surfaced.
This is gold, she said.
Let's bury him. Riley Hayes didn't waste time. She arrived at Nathan's conference room with a laptop full of dirt on Victor Lang, whispers of past deals gone sour. Investors burned. But nothing stuck until now. He's a ghost, she said. Her voice edged with frustration. Always one step ahead. Using proxies and charm. But these recordings? The debts? This ties him. We mapped it out over coffee that turned cold. Victor's development deal was smoke. A lure to liquidate the house and vanish the funds offshore. Mom's signatures? Forged or coerced? Buried in fine print. Mia's job? Bait to turn her against me. As we plotted, the pressure at home mounted. Victor's texts came daily now. Think of your mother. Don't make her suffer. Mia called once. Voice laced with accusation. Victor's saying you're dragging this out for spite. Mom's stressed, her blood pressure's up. I heard the manipulation, the way he'd twisted her loyalty. But I played along, feigning indecision, buying time while Nathan filed motions to delay the petition hearing. We need evidence ironclad, he said. One slip, and he walks. The isolation hit hardest in quiet moments. Even Aunt Clara, Dad's sister, emailed, "Is the house worth tearing the family apart?" Victor's web extended further than I thought. One evening, alone in my condo, I scrolled through old photos, Dad teaching me to sand woodwork, Mom laughing in the kitchen. The ache was physical. How had it come to this? A family fractured by a predator in sheep's clothing. Riley's first breakthrough came 2 weeks later. Found a former associate, Ethan Grant. Victor fired him last year after he questioned finances. He's willing to talk, off record for now. Ethan's story poured out in a dingy coffee shop. Lang Properties is a house of cards. Victor promises big returns on non-existent builds. Pays old investors with new money. Your mom's house? Collateral for his next con. He handed over emails, proof of offshore transfers. He bragged about securing the asset from his wife. Said the daughter was emotional baggage. Nathan cross-referenced with my recordings, Victor's voice admitting, "Once the house sells, we're golden. Evelyn won't notice the skim." We had him on intent. But Riley pushed, "We need more. Victims. Patterns." She dug into Victor's past 3 ex-wives, all left penniless after joint ventures collapsed. One had filed charges, dropped mysteriously. Payoffs or threats, she muttered. Meanwhile, Victor escalated the mind games. At a forced family mediation he arranged with his hand-picked counselor, he painted me as the villain. Sophia's grief is clouding her judgment, he said, arm around Mom. The counselor nodded along, clearly in his pocket. Mia chimed in. She's always been controlling. Like Dad. The betrayal stung. But I recorded every word. Later, Nathan confirmed the counselor had ties to Victor's firm. Bought and paid for. Mom's health scare came next, a panic attack she blamed on stress from the house. Victor rushed her to the ER. Emerging heroic. If we sold, this wouldn't happen, he told Mia, who relayed it to me with tears. I visited Mom in the hospital, finding her frail under fluorescent lights. Please, Sophia. For me. Her plea nearly broke me. But I held firm, whispering, trust me,
Mom.
Just a little longer. Riley's network yielded gold, a whistleblower from a bank handling Victor's loans. Anonymous docs showed forged signatures, Mom's name on transfers she never authorized. Nathan filed for an emergency injunction on the petition, citing fraud. The judge granted a 60-day hold. Victor's response? Fury. He cornered me after a dinner. You're playing with fire.
Girl. Drop this.
or things get ugly. His mask slipped, eyes cold. I smiled inwardly, another recording. As tensions dinned, Nathan connected with FBI agent Lisa Torres, Financial Crimes Unit. Your evidence fits a larger probe. Victor's linked to interstate fraud. We met in a secure room. Recordings, emails, bank docs. This could take down his whole network, Torres said. But timing was key. Reveal too soon.
He bolts.
The emotional toll weighed heavy. Mia stopped speaking to me entirely. Mom's calls turned to pleas laced with resentment. Victor's all I have now. The words echoed Dad's warning. Protect them,
Even from themselves.
One night, staring at the deed in my safe, I wept. Was saving the house worth losing them? Riley's exposed draft landed. Boston developers' empire of lies. Detailed.
Damning.
But we held it, waiting for the hearing. Nathan prepped me. We dropped the deed bomb in court. Then the feds move. The plan was set. Victor thought he had us cornered. He had no idea the trap closing around him. The courthouse loomed like Judgment Day. I arrived early, heart racing, Nathan at my side. Victor strode in confident. Mom and Mia trailing, their faces set against me. Judge Harlan Brooks called order. Victor's lawyer, Ellis Ford, opened. Simple petition. Your Honor. Joint asset withheld unreasonably amid family debts. He droned on about Mom's obligations, my obstruction. Nathan rose calmly. First,
Standing.
does Mr. Lang have authority? Ford scoffed. Through Mrs. Reynolds Lang's inheritance. Nathan slid the deed forward. Property records show otherwise. Transferred to Sophia Reynolds 3 years ago. The room froze. Judge Brooks peered. This predates the marriage. Verified. Victor blanched, whispering frantically to Ford. I stood. My father transferred it to protect us from exactly this exploitation. Mom gasped. Impossible. He wouldn't hide that. Victor erupted. Forgery. She's lying. The gavel banged. Nathan continued. Furthermore, evidence of fraud. He submitted the folder. Fakes. Recordings. Riley's findings. Judge Brooks's face hardened. These suggest criminal activity. Forged loans. Shell companies. The doors swung open. Agent Torres entered with backups. Warrant for Victor Lang. Fraud. Coercion. Racketeering.
Chaos.
Victor lunged for the exit.
Tackled. Cuffed.
He snarled at Mom. You idiot! I should have torched the place with you in it. The threat hung. His true self exposed. Mom crumpled. Mia holding her. Both staring in horror. The suit dismissed. Ownership confirmed mine. As court cleared, Mom approached, trembling. You owned it. All along. Dad protected you. Us. She whispered. Would I have believed? We both knew no.
Mia.
Shell-shocked. My job. It's fake. Nathan. Liquidated. But Sophia has leads. I offered Mia a spot at Hale's design team. They stared. Dawning realization. I'd fought for them. Outside, Riley waited with her team. The story would break. Ensuring Victor's fall echoed wide. The Globe's front page exploded the next morning. Real estate tycoon's fraud empire crumbles. Insider betrayal leads to arrest. Riley's piece was a masterpiece. Weaving Ethan's testimony, bank leaks, and my recordings into a narrative that shredded Victor's facade. By noon, national wires picked it up, CNN, Fox, even financial blogs dissecting the Ponzi mechanics. Lang Properties offices swarmed with agents, sealing doors as stunned employees filed out. Contracts vaporized, a $25 million high-rise deal canceled, followed by 2 more. The suburban development Victor touted? A phantom. Blueprints forged. My phone rang nonstop, colleagues, old friends. Even Aunt Clara. I should have listened. But I ignored most. Driving to the house where reporters camped. Slipping in back. I found Mom and Mia amid Victor's packed boxes. Agents took his tech, Mom said quietly. I want the rest gone. We boxed in silence, purging his gaudy ties. Fake awards. I unearthed Dad's old tools from the basement, placing them on the workbench he'd built. Mia found a hidden file. Surveillance on me, office visits. Nathan meetings. He spied on you, she whispered. Appalled. A text from Riley, tuned to WBZ. We watched Victor's ex-partner, Ethan, on air. Lang ruined me for questioning him. Threatened my kids. Sophia Reynolds is the hero. She exposed what I couldn't. The anchor pressed. Victim restitution? FBI's freezing assets. Offshore millions clawed back. Mom shut it off. Tears flowing. Your father argued with Victor once, before the heart issues. Called him a shark. I defended Victor. Thought Dad was overreacting. Mia confessed. I believed his promises. The promotion?
Lies.
Emails show he used me as pawn. We sat in the sunroom Dad loved, sunlight filtering through windows he'd installed. Victor's downfall wasn't just his, it toppled associates. Nathan called. FBI's probing 10 more in his circle. Your evidence sparked it. The paper next day. Bail denied. Flight risk. Victor's lawyer quit. Alone in a cell. Facing 30 years. But I focused on Mom reviewing real finances, debts voided as fraud. Stable. Finally. 3 months post-arrest. Mom appeared at my door. Bag in hand. Can't stay there alone. Reminds me of my blindness. It's yours too.
No, yours.
Dad knew. Over tea. She opened. Therapy's helping. I was lost after him. Terrified of solitude.
Victor preyed on that.
But I failed you, chose him. Forgiven. But healing takes time. Earn it. I will. Mia started at Hale. Earnest now. Therapy for me too. Power chasing from Dad's absence. Our dad. We dined at the house. Just us. Selling it, I announced. Shock. Dad's legacy isn't walls, it's us. It's sold fast to a family with kids. Proceeds, trusts for Mom's security. Mia's grad school. And Dad's foundation aiding fraud victims. Nathan filed foundation papers. You saved them. We did. Victor's trial loomed. I testified, detailing manipulations. He glared. Diminished. Guilty, 40 years. Relief washed over me. Outside. Mom and Mia waited. We grabbed sundaes, Dad's tradition. Riley texted, story up for award. But family, scarred yet strong, mattered most. The question lingered, how do we spot predators in love's guise? Dad taught vigilance, we learned the hard way. In the aftermath, as Victor's network unraveled, more victims surfaced. A widow from Quincy emailed Riley, sharing how Victor swindled her inheritance. Your story gave me courage. The Foundation's first case, helping her sue remnants of Lang. Mom volunteered there. Finding purpose. Redeeming my mistakes. Mia aced her first project at Hale. Crediting therapy. No more blind loyalty. We visited Dad's grave. Laying flowers. You saved us, Mom whispered to the stone. The house's new owners sent a photo. Kids in the garden. Full circle. But nights. I pondered. Was revenge worth the scars? Victor rotted in prison. But our trust mended slowly. Perhaps that's the true cost and lesson. The trial's echo faded. But rebuilding was a quiet grind. Mom's new apartment in Cambridge suited her, cozy, independent. She joined a book club, made friends untethered to Victor's shadow. "First time in years I'm just Evelyn," she said over coffee one Sunday. Her therapy sessions peeled layers. "I ignore red flags because loneliness blinded me. But you saw clear." Apologies came in waves.
Not forced, but genuine.
Every cruel word I said, his poison. "Forgive the weakness." I did. But boundaries held. Time.
Mom.
We build slow. Mia transformed too. Her MBA classes sparked real passion. No shortcuts, she vowed. At work, she thrived without manipulation, earning praise on merit. Victor's job was a cage. This is freedom. The foundation grew. Nathan's pro bono work drew donors. We helped a family in Lowell reclaim assets from a similar scam. Mom testified at hearings, her story empowering others. I was the fooled wife, don't be me. Riley's Pulitzer nod came, our collaboration cited. "Couldn't without your guts," she texted. But personal wins mattered more. A family hike in the Blue Hills. Laughing like old times. Dad's spirit felt present. Victor's appeals failed. Assets liquidated funded restitutions. Ethan Grant rebuilt, crediting us. Yet, in quiet, I questioned, did exposing him heal or just scar deeper? Family bonds, once frayed, now wove stronger, but with threads of caution. One evening, sorting Dad's letters, I found one unsealed. "Sophia, if trouble comes, remember, strength isn't anger. It's truth timed right. Protect them for me." Tears fell. He'd armed me perfectly. As winter set, we gathered for holidays at Mom's. No house, but home in us. Laughter filled gaps where pain once lived. Victor, forgotten in his cell. We thrived. That was revenge enough. But the ethical whisper remained. When does protection become control? Dad trusted me with the deed. I trusted timing. In the end, truth freed us all. Spring brought closure. Victor's final appeal denied. He vanished into federal prison. A broken man whose empire was dust. The foundation hosted its first gala, raised $150,000 for fraud awareness. Mom spoke. Poised. Betrayal starts subtle. Listen to doubts. Mia designed invites. Proud. Nathan emceed. Winking at me. Your dad's legacy lives. We visited the old house one last time. New family invited us. Kids played where I had. It felt right. Dad would approve, Mom said. Personal growth bloomed. I dated again. Cautiously. Mia graduated top. Mom traveled solo to Europe. Rediscovering me, yet. The story's shadow lingered. How many families fracture unseen. Victor's con exposed a truth. Love can blind. But truth endures. In Dad's memory, we planted a tree at the foundation's office. Growth from ruins, I said. Family nodded, whole. Wiser. The question haunts. In protecting, did I become the guardian or the gatekeeper? Perhaps both. But we survived. Thrived. That's the enduring whisper.